You wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Local, state, and national sports scores and opinions on ESPN Pensacola Sports Drive, starting now.
Welcome into Sports Drive with Kate. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We have head coach of UWF men's basketball, Justin Mann, on the line. Coach Mann, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, good morning, Kate. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing on this Thursday morning?
It's good. You know, we got to get ready for one of our longer road trips. Today we head up to Jackson, Tennessee. We got Union on Friday, and then on Sunday we have Christian Brothers in Memphis. So this is one of our longer road trips. So we got a little light shoot around this morning, and we take off on the bus.
Oh, my goodness. Well, lots of road travel. Let me ask you this. Is when you and your team travel on the road, I don't know if you guys fly or take a charter bus. Which one? Is it a bus usually?
Yeah, we take a charter bus.
So is that a time where your guys are really sitting in there and still kind of honing in on the game plan and making sure they're mentally prepared and that sort of thing? Or is it a combination of them doing that and then also building a stronger brotherhood and that sort of thing?
A little bit of both. So we'll start off, we'll watch some film as we get closer. For the first part, it's usually letting them, well, now that academics are over, for the first part, I usually let them do homework and whatnot. And like you said, then some of them play cards and just try to find, like you said, build that brotherhood. And, you know, we stop, we get a little food, and we take time to spend some time with each other. But then at the very end, that's when we kind of put the scout back up and we were able to watch the scouting report and talk about who we're about to play and game plan and whatnot. But like you said, it's just time for them to just do a bunch of different things. It depends on how long the road trip is as well.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Justin Mann, UWF head men's basketball coach, talking about his team. They'll be on the road all weekend. Your last game, you didn't get the win. You were almost there, so close, but you faced number 11 West Georgia. Tell me what you saw from your team that you liked, and then some of the things that they maybe could clean up.
I thought what I really liked was our fight and our competitiveness down the stretch. I mean, obviously, we got down early, and we were able to see these guys bounce back and lock back in and fight till we get those. We cut it to 4 with 18 seconds left. So I thought that was very encouraging. Obviously, I think the things we need to work on, I just think we got to be more locked in early. I thought we were reactive instead of proactive. I thought we were try to see what they were going to do first, and instead of taking it to them. And against the number 11 team of the country, if you're a reactionary, you're going to find yourself in a hole. And I thought that's something that we should have done a better job of.
And as you guys head into this weekend with 2 games on the road, well, I guess, the other one's not until January, but 2 games on the road right before Christmas, before you go into Christmas break. What is the biggest challenge for Union? And then we'll move on to Christian Brothers.
For Union, you know, they're also a young team, but they have a couple transfers. The toughest thing is not letting them get a lot of confidence early. They're a team that's searching for that first conference win, but they learn every game, and they're very competitive. They're going to run their offense through, and we just have to be ready for them to come give us their best punch because of where they're at right now. And that's Union. They're dangerous. Like I said, they've been in every game. And for us, obviously, the hardest part is just we got to have that maturity level. I know it's 2 games to break, and some of these guys might be thinking, it's almost time to go home, and it's trying to make sure they're locked in for the next 2 games. That's, that maturity level is important on this road trip.
Well, I'm looking at your roster right now, and it is a younger team. How have you seen your guys mature, I guess, even through the season so far? I know we're still kind of early in, but how's your team done with the maturity thing?
I believe they've done a good job. There was a change that occurred, and, that's hard for any team. But I think, like you mentioned earlier, that brotherhood, and that's one of the visions for this team, is trying to make them the toughest, most connected team. And I really believe that they're starting to buy into one another. I think they're starting to learn each other. Obviously, we had 10 new guys, all from these 2 different places, from junior college or Division III transfers, Division II transfers. So I think they're really starting to find themselves with each other and trusting each other and knowing what each is capable of doing. And so I think that's a good part of the maturity because they want to get better, and they bring it every day with high energy and effort. And that's one thing I'm proud about with this group is.
Tell me a little bit about Latarian White. He was named the UWF Student Athlete Advisory Committee's Student Athlete of the Month. What about this man or young man allowed him to get this achievement?
I mean, Latarian's phenomenal. He's one of our leaders. He leads by example. He's got a great smile. That's why I always joke with him because, he's one of those guys I like to take out. And when we went to Ferry Place Elementary and read to the kids the other day, he's a kid I like to take because he's got a great smile, great personality. But, he earned a 4.0 and a tough, from coming from junior college last year and coming to UWF this year. Obviously, academics may be a little bit different depending on what kind of school you went to. But to be able to come into your junior year and get a 4.0 and have a whole new place and a lot of brand new, he deserves that award. He's a phenomenal human being. He's up from Montgomery, not too far, so his family's nearby. And, I was actually able to meet his uncle last week after the game and, spoke really high on Latarian there too. And, he's just a kid that he's trying to do everything he possibly can on the court and off the court.
That's truly an amazing story. Then I've got to go with this. And really, I'm getting a lot of this from X. Y'all do an incredible job on your social media. If you want to follow UWF men's basketball, it's just at UWF men's, capital B, and then another capital B, all. So go follow them, get all the latest information. But I see something here that says Stat Tuesday, and I don't know if I even want to start to pronounce. I'll give it a try, and you can correct me. But to Tadvidas Kupstas, is that correct?
You did good. Tadvidas Kupstas, yep.
Wow.
And he goes by Coop.
And he goes by Coop. So right now it says Coop is currently 5th in the Gulf South Conference with making all these 3-pointers, 23, and 5th in 3-pointers per contest, and has at least 3 games with 5 made 3-point field goals. Is that just his specialty for Coop?
Yeah, that's what he does. He does a lot of things well, but that's what he does really well. For you and I and everyone that's listening, I wish he shot a little bit more. I think he's a very unselfish player. He passes open some shots to try to get the other people involved, but for our team, I think he needs to shoot a little bit more. And if he's shooting the ball like that, he needs to continue to have that confidence to do it. But he's another one that came in from another transfer and trying to find his routine. He played for a D3 school up in Northeast, and he was one of the leading points per game for that team, and now he's down here, and he's our second leading scorer. So we need him to continue to try to find his rhythm and try to keep going as well. But just another good kid. He's here at the school. He's doing his NBA program. So,
well, what do you say to your players when you are trying to get them more into a rhythm? Is it more just repetition for these guys to find that rhythm? What advice do you give them to kind of help them find that?
You play with confidence and have fun. Basketball's an imperfect game. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be shots. Like, they're never going to be perfect. So try to play more free. And then I think that allows them to play a little more with confidence. Kobe Bryant, who, one of my favorite players, he has the most missed shots in NBA history. But guess what? He's one of also the best players out there. He had an imperfect game, but he was a guy that competed and played hard every day. So that's why I try to tell our guys, you're not going to make every single shot, but when you're going to shoot it, make sure you step up and shoot with confidence. And I try to be more positive with them. Don't really talk about shot attempts, missed shots, whatnot. I just try to encourage them to make sure they step up and shoot the shot that they do every day in practice.
Well, that's good advice, and it sounds like it's going as good as it can right now. So you're a newer head coach, new this year, I guess. Tell me a little bit about how it's been for you being able to step in and be the head coach for UWF men's basketball.
It's been a lot more relaxing than a lot of people probably think. One of the hardest things is, I came here. I got here in mid-August, and the previous staff did most of the recruiting for these guys. So my most thing when I got here as the assistant early was just try to build relationships with these guys. These guys need to be able to trust me and know what I'm saying, that I'm coming from a good place, and you got to try to find the connection with each player. And so I think when I got here, and I did that early in my assistant spot, I think that's what allowed us to carry over and have an easier transition. I think these guys are really playing hard for the program and myself, being that it was a quick change. And that's what I'm most proud of, is just the buy-in from these guys, because it could have gone another direction. I'm blessed. I mean, University of West Florida, phenomenal university, and 119 programs have conference championships. So it's a winning university, great reputation, great academics, and blessed to have all these people around me that are supporting our program.
Absolutely. I think that Will Kennedy told me, is it 51 championships total? Or maybe it's even more than that. But there's a lot. There's a lot. And
119.
Oh, my goodness, I was off.
Yeah.
I was off. Wow. And the athletics at UWF are absolutely incredible. And I think you're right. It's such an honor just to even be part of a program that has great athletics, that is truly passionate. We are streaming video live. We don't have Coach Video Live, but if you want to tune in, all you have to do is go to our YouTube channel, ESPN Pensacola 1330 on YouTube, if you want to watch the stream. ESPN Pensacola 1330 on YouTube. Also, right now, again, if you are just tuning in, we are talking with Justin Mann, UWF men's head basketball coach. And if you want to call in or text in and ask him a question, go ahead and do so. 850-623-1330. Again, that's 850-623-1330. I'm sure Coach would love to hear from you. I've got the phone lines open and the text open. Coach, let's take a quick break, and then we'll talk some more UWF basketball after this.
Beret has been there for my family, I feel like, through every milestone. And so when this stage of life started coming up, I just knew that Beret was the only option.
I came in here nervous. I saw the ring and I was like, yep, I know that's it. That's the one for her. It's beautiful. It's just as special as she is, and it means a lot more than just will you marry me. It's just something that words can't describe.
That was so cute.
From all of us at Beret Jewelers,
Happy holidays.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times.
being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Green 18! Monday night, the Eagles take on the Seahawks at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN Pensacola. 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. This is ESPN Pensacola.
Welcome back into Sports Drive with Kate. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We have a very special guest. We were talking to him in the first segment. Now in the second segment, Justin Mann, UWF men's head basketball coach. Coach Mann, thank you so much again for taking the time. And I want to remind everyone, if you want to call in or text in, all you have to do is call 850-623-1330. That's the number to call. You can also watch the live stream on our YouTube. That's ESPN Pensacola 1330 on YouTube. Again, if you want to call in, and I encourage you to call and ask Coach some questions, 850-623-1330. All right, Coach, let's get back into it. We were kind of just going all around. I'd love to hear about a few of your other players. I'm trying to find the roster I had pulled up here, but tell me about some of the guys that maybe are newer to the team this season and have really made an impact since you've been there.
We had 2 point guards, Sterling White. He came from Missouri State West Plains, junior college out, obviously in Missouri, really tough region. Division I junior college, and right now Trey's the highest, I think, of all basketball actually right now in his assist to turnover ratio. I think he has 36 assists to 3 turnovers. And so overall in the nation, I think he's the highest in all divisions. And he's just been phenomenal. Great playmaker for our guys, knows how to get downhill, knows how to make the right reads. And he's been phenomenal leading this group of guys. Obviously, coming in and having 10 new guys, that's important for him. Then we have a backup point guard that comes off the bench, Miles Ruth, who's coming in from, obviously, Monmouth University up in New York. And he's another point guard that comes in off the bench and gives another immediate impact. Our 2 point guards are floor leaders, and I think they've done a really good job of trying to distribute the ball but also score as well. And then our big one, he came from the Jayhawk Conference, 6'6", junior, Xavier Washington, and he's leading the Gulf South Conference in free throw attempts and free throw makes. 6'6", left-handy, can do a lot. He just plays really hard. He rebounds well, gets to the rim at will. And last game he started shooting the 3 really well, which is good, shooting the ball with confidence like we talked about earlier. Those 3 guys, really big, impactful guys coming in from different places.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the team that you've been able to put together is really starting to click. And it takes a while to build that team chemistry and to build that team confidence. It's something that I talk about all the time in sports and just how important it is. And I know it seems like sometimes it's really off the field stuff, but it really relates to on the court. Let me go back into the basketball. Coach, we do have a caller. Good morning. How are you, and who do we have?
I am super duper Kate Thomas. You have Ronald.
Hey, Ronald. How are you?
Hey, I'm cool. I got a question for Coach Mann.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry about that. Coach Mann, it's not really a matter of standings and everything, and I know they're 2 totally different things, but could you ever see like a battle for Pensacola thing, like a UWF versus TSC? Has anybody ever approached you with anything like that, and can you see anything like that happening?
Well, yeah, Ron, we actually scrimmage them early on every year, and it's an open scrimmage, so we scrimmage them. But being that they're a national junior college and we're NCAA, like, it won't count against our records, but we do scrimmage them, and it's a good turnout. We do. It's a really good fight because Coach Pete over there does a really good job of getting his guys more disciplined, playing hard, and they do the right things, and they'll come in and they'll run their sets, which is good for us for an early test to be able to have to guard a team that kind of does those things.
Right. Is that a game that the public can actually come in and see? Because that's something that I've always been interested in. I'd like to see that.
Well, it's being that it's so it's kind of, but being like it's a scrimmage, we're not allowed to publicize it. But if you hear about it, yes, you're allowed to come. But we don't publicize it because it's a scrimmage and not a game. But yes, it is open. We've had people stop in this year and watch a little bit of it.
Wow, that's really cool. Thanks.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Ronald. Appreciate it. Let's see. All right. Love when you call. Great question from Ronald, Coach. And there's a lot of fans out there, and I encourage you all to go out for the next home game. Now, I don't have the schedule right up, but I don't think the next home game is until January. Is that right?
January 7th, I believe. January 7th or 6th, I believe. We go on the road on the 2nd, and then we come back.
Okay, January 6th against Montevallo. So you guys have got a pretty stacked schedule just looking through it. Even have a chance to play West Georgia again at the end of January. That should be interesting. Maybe your guys can seek some redemption there.
Yeah, they've just actually moved up to number 4 in the country, so they were a great team. They made plays at the right time. We cut it to 6, and one of their best player, left-hand guy, made it the 3 in the corner, which put them back up 9. And, that was a big-time shot from a big-time player. They're a good team. They have really good players, and, I hope next time we're ready to go from the jump, and we know what to expect.
Would you say that they're UWF's biggest rivalry? Because I know in football, that was always West Georgia and Delta State kind of were, and even Valdosta, I guess, were those 3 teams that they were always looking to beat. Is that sort of the case? Does that translate into basketball?
Yeah, more so Valdosta. They're our biggest rival for basketball, but yeah, West Georgia's up there as well. But basketball is more so for the basketball side.
Well, tough schedule ahead, and you got Valdosta, but not until it looks like February. So tons of time to build that team chemistry and teach all the things, instill your culture that you want to bring to the program, and all of that. I want to step aside. I'm interested to get your point of view, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but this is going to be about the NBA, and I'm sure you know where I'm leading with this. Draymond Green, suspended indefinitely, came out. He was already ejected from 3 games, 3 games within the span of 23 games. Then they finally said, you know what, we've had enough of this. We're going to suspend you indefinitely. What are your thoughts on that, if you would like to answer?
The biggest thing is I think when you're a multiple offender, this is the first time, like you said, so obviously something has to be done, and that's that accountability issue. And sometimes taking away what's most important to somebody, that's how they learn from their mistakes. And so obviously it's happened multiple times, just having that. Now they have to do more than they probably want to, but maybe that's what allows him to change maybe some of the things he's doing. And that's huge accountability. So that's what I'll say about it.
No, that's a great answer. I think accountability is huge, and I think it doesn't only come for yourself and holding yourself accountable, but it can come from your teammates, your coaches, your family as well. And hopefully this is a lesson learned from Draymond, because he's such a talented basketball player, and I just don't think he's going to be remembered for all the talent he had on the court if this doesn't go, another way. So
all his national championships he got. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we wish him the best. How do you hold your team accountable?
Instant accountability. When something happens, we have to address it right there. We don't let it linger around, because then you have guys wondering and thinking that something's going to be done. So we try to handle it right away, as soon as we possibly can. And obviously each accountability issue comes with what they did wrong. So it just depends on what they did, and that depends on the accountability that we have come back. But it's got to be right away. You let us sit around, and they think they can maybe get away with it again next time. So as soon as it happens, we got to fix it. And that's kind of how we handle our team.
No, you've got so many great coaching ideologies and things that I'm sure that have been passed on to you from other mentors throughout your career that have led you to this point. Who has been the biggest mentor for you and that you kind of look to for guidance?
I got about three of them. Three guys are really good to me, and two of them are, one's the assistant coach at Oklahoma, Brock Morris. I worked with him at Daytona State a couple of years ago. Then I have Brent Cruz, who's at Drake University as assistant coach. Me and him actually spoke yesterday. He texted me first thing this morning, just checking in. He just moved on from Arkansas State to Drake, but now. And then I also have Bill Morosco, who I worked with at my previous job at Independence. He's the head coach at Indian River State College here down in Florida as well. So all three of those guys, two of them made it up to the high ranks, and I have one that's still a JUCO head coach that will probably make that next step soon. And those three guys, we talk quite a bit. Not all of us together, but just different times throughout the week we talk. Obviously, the higher they are, sometimes I don't get them when I want, but they'll make sure they check back in. That's what's huge in my circle, my mentorship.
I think having a mentor is one of the most important things. I've got about 3 or 4. I collect them over the years because I think you can learn something new always from someone else or see things differently. Maybe you got into created some type of tendency and you need to change that. All those kind of things. So it's always good. I'm glad you have those mentors, and I'm sure they provide you so much guidance. Again, if you are just tuning in, we have Coach Mann, head coach of the men's UWF basketball team. We would love for you to call in, ask him a question. We only have him for just a few more minutes, so you can call in 850-623-1330. Again, 850-623-1330 to ask Coach Mann a question. They go on the road this week. What's, I think, most important for you as you go on these road games? Then you guys kind of have a Christmas break. What do you tell your guys, even after the road games? What do they need to do to be able to stay fresh, come back in January?
Eat, sleep, hydrate. Those are some things we talk about every day, but also this break is a chance for them to just get a mental reset. Enjoy the moment. Be where your feet are, because you're going to be with your family, which you haven't seen maybe since August. You're going to see, brothers, siblings, which you haven't seen maybe since August. So be where your feet are. Basketball will be here when you get back. Make sure you try to get in the gym a little bit, get some shots up, so that way we're not out of shape when we get back. But just enjoy your time, because family matters. Family's important. So do the little things, and that's kind of what I preach to our guys. That's what goes back to that brotherhood we talked about earlier. Just having that family environment. They need to enjoy their little time with their family, their friends, grandparents, whatever it may be. Old coach, just be where your feet are. Do enough to keep yourself in shape, because obviously you got to come back, and we got a whole nother half of the season left, so that's important as well.
No, it definitely is. So we've talked about brotherhood, we've talked about all these things, but I just came across a video from, it looks like when you guys beat Delta State, and everybody is in the locker room celebrating, doing some dances. Who's the best dancer on the team?
Man, there's probably Latarian White, and then probably Miles Ruth behind him. The funny thing is, you got LT, who's 6'6". He's a little longer, leaner, so he probably looks a little more goofier, and you got Miles, who's a little shorter. But those two guys, they got great personalities, and they're always doing something behind closed doors. They're good kids. That's
awesome. And honestly, just through looking at this video and watching it, I can already see that team chemistry coming together. I know everyone is looking forward to following you guys' journey throughout the season. How do they watch you while you're on the road?
Everything's through Flow Hoops, and it's like, I think, $11 a game, where you can get the season pass for $119. I believe that's what it is. But the good thing about the season pass is, even if you don't live here in Pensacola and you're watching from far, you can watch our home games. So the season package allows you to watch all games, not just away games. So that's the good thing about the Flow Hoops.
So Flow Hoops, right?
Yep.
So that's where you need to
This is our
go
first year using that.
to watch UWF men's basketball when they're on the road, or if you can't make it to a home game, but you can watch it from anywhere in the world. That's what's great about it. So make sure to go to Flow Hoops to watch the UWF Argos men's basketball team this weekend as they're on the road. Coach, we're coming up against a break. It was such a pleasure to talk with you this morning. Truly, truly honored to have you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Go Argos.
Go Argos. All right. We've got some more sports talk coming up in the next segment. Got a giveaway. So stay with us right here on ESPN Pensacola.
You're listening to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. All sports, all the time. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
The holidays are the busiest and craziest time of the year. And if you or a loved one are in trouble with the law and need to get out of jail, there's only one person to call, Billy Clark Bail Bonds. For the most respectable, committed, and fastest bail bonds process in all of Florida, call Billy Clark Bail Bonds today. Billy Clark Bail Bonds will get you out of jail fast and respectfully. With locations in Milton, Pensacola, and Panama City, serving 12 counties in the surrounding Florida Panhandle area. For the best, call Billy Clark Bail Bonds.
This is Jim Grimes from Southern Media, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
May your Christmas be filled with joy, love, and laughter. This is Jessica with Pensacola's Kia Auto Sport, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
From all of us at Duncan McCall Advertising, we want to wish you a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year.
May your Christmas be filled with joy, love, and laughter. This is Sheila Nichols from Pensacola State College, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Attention all sports fanatics in Pensacola. Brace yourself for the ultimate sports talk experience. Join the millions of listeners tuning in to the Paul Feinbaum Show, exclusively on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. 2 to 6 p.m., Paul Feinbaum brings you the most captivating discussions, insider insights, and heated debates surrounding college football and beyond. Don't miss out on the excitement. Tune into the Paul Feinbaum Show on 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Local, state, and national sports scores and opinions on ESPN Pensacola Sports Drive. Starting now.
Welcome back into Sports Drive with Kate. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Thursday morning. The holidays are creeping in on us, but I love it. This is the perfect time to go do things with your family. But if you need to do something this morning or with your family, the perfect place to go is Maynard's Donuts and Coffee. They've got two different locations, one at the corner of 9 Mile and Pine Forest Road, and the other on the other side of 9 Mile, right beside Sammy Barker's. But listen, they've got the best donuts and coffee that you could probably ever have. They make them fresh every single day. I wish I had some with me right here today. But the coffee flavors, they've got over 30 different selections of coffee. So go have some of their iced coffee. They've got the drip hot coffee as well. They've got kolaches, cinnamon rolls. They even have a pizza roll for lunch. When you go in there, it's just amazing. I mean, you just feel good. It's a happy place. They've got great music. Their customer service is off the charts. So make sure to go to Maynard's Donuts and Coffee, right? They've got 2 different locations, one on the corner of Pine Forest and 9 Mile Road. That one has a giant 14-foot tall donut on the roof, so you can't miss it. And then on the other end of 9 Mile, right beside Sammy Barker's. But guess what's great? We are doing a giveaway. We're doing one every day this week, so we have 2 more days left. And it's for Maynard's Donuts and Coffee. All you have to do is be the first one to text in 850-623-1330, 850-623-1330. Text in Maynard's. And if you're the first one, you get to win a $20 gift certificate to Maynard's Donuts and Coffee and a cute little mug. And I'm going to tell you, their merchandise is so cute. But yeah, $20 gift certificate, cute coffee mug, and a precious little gift bag. So be the first one to text in 850-623-1330. 850-623-1330. Text in Maynard's if you would like to win that one. Also, while we're talking about giveaways and things that we're doing, if you look right behind me, I have a really special item. And this is for if you're tuning in or watching live on our YouTube stream, ESPN Pensacola 1330. I'm going to hold it up for you here. So this is a signed Chris Winkie jersey. He won the Heisman in 2000. It's framed, it's beautiful, and we're doing a giveaway, or a raffle, I guess, if you would call. So to enter to win, I'm going to just put this down very slowly, but I wanted you guys to see how incredible it was. If you want to enter to win the Chris Winkie jersey, download the ESPN Pensacola app. Then once you open the app, right at the top, it will say, click here to enter to win the Chris Winkie jersey. It's that simple. We don't have that much time left. We'll draw a winner on January 9th. So make sure to download our app. And also on the app, it's got everything ESPN Pensacola. So you can listen to all the shows live anytime you want. It's a great app to have. So again, enter to win. All you have to do is download the app, open it up. At the top, click on where it says enter to win a Chris Winkie jersey. Okay, so a lot going on in sports. There was a players-only meeting for the Miami Dolphins. And most of the time when you hear a players-only meeting, it means that something maybe isn't not right, and a lot of people turn their attention to the head coach or the coaching staff. In this case, you know, I don't know if that's exactly how I feel. I know that the Dolphins were devastated after getting beat by the Titans. You had Tyreek Hill, who went out in the first half. All of a sudden, he came back in. He said that his wife sent him a text, which motivated him, and then he also just had so much adrenaline and wanted to help his team out. But you could tell that Tua was frustrated in his game, and Tua is a guy who, just by the way he plays, I've been watching a little bit of Hard Knocks, he takes things really personal. And he's really, really difficult on himself. I think this whole team is looking within to see where can we make changes, how can we do better? Because when Tyreek Hill was out, it seemed like the Dolphins weren't as good. Do you think the Dolphins are a completely different team without Tyreek Hill? With or without him? It looks like he'll still play, but call and let me know, 850-623-1330. 850-623-1330. Also, just do you think the Dolphins are all of a sudden on a downhill spiral, I guess, because having that players-only meeting? I'll tell you my thoughts. I think that this is a team that truly wants to succeed. And they were frustrated by a loss at home. And they finally have a chance to really prove themselves this season. They've got all the weapons, everything going for them. But I think they're just wondering, what else can we do? How can we do better? And they just wanted to have a players only meeting just to like kind of get things off their chest. And I don't think there's too much to read into with that. But I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. 850-623-1330. 850-623-1330. Would love to hear from you on the Miami Dolphins and everything that they've got going with their team so far. You're welcome to text in, call in. We did get a winner for the Maynard's Donuts, so I'll get with you here in just a second. But please chime in with your thoughts. 850-623-1330. This is ESPN Pensacola, and I'm your host, Kate Thomas. Also, make sure to watch live on our YouTube channel, ESPN Pensacola 1330. So, I'd love to hear from you about the Dolphins, or we can talk Draymond Green again. He finally got suspended indefinitely. We talked a lot about this yesterday. I had many of you call in. I'm wondering what you think. We've got a caller. Good morning. How are you?
Doing fine.
Who do we have this morning?
Oh, you got John in Pensacola.
All right, John in Pensacola.
Okay.
Maybe turn your radio down a little bit in the background, just so we. If you can for me, John.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and tell me what you have for me.
Yeah, I like to talk about my Dolphins. I've called your show a couple of times. Really enjoy talking. I'm that Miami fan, and I'm definitely a Dolphin fan all the way back since '72. But I'm looking at my Dolphins. I'm just so proud of them because we went for so long we just couldn't get nothing together and didn't seem like the team ownership was pulling in talent. We got all of this talent now, and we're a little bit different without Tyreek Hill because you got such a weapon that you can go to, even though you got all this other talent around him. It's just like Kelsey. If Kelsey's out, they got other talent, but they need him. But I'm also looking at my Dolphins with all the talent we got. I think we are maybe still about a year or maybe two away because this talent has to blend together. And once this talent blend together and this team blend together, and I heard you, Kate, say that Tua, he gets down on himself because he's so competitive. But I think that they're going to get this all together within a year or so. But we are a little bit different without Tyreek Hill.
Well, he's just a freak of nature. They call him the cheetah for a reason. I've never seen an athlete quite like him. And he's just so passionate about the game. And it's inspiring, honestly, watching him play.
Oh, it is. Yes.
Well, I accidentally hung up on John. I'm so sorry. Call back, please. 850-623-1330. I do have another guest. You have to forgive me. Was doing pretty good with the phone lines, but John, please call back, and love talking more about the Miami Dolphins. For now, we'll take our next caller. Good morning. How are you, and who do we have?
Good morning. This is Eric.
Hey, Eric. How are you?
Good. The Dolphins aren't the same team without Tyreek Hill. He stretches the defense so much. They don't call him the cheetah for nothing.
That's right.
But, Jalen Waddle is an amazing wide receiver as well. And the thing that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks is that they've gone completely away from him. I don't even think he's had 4 catches a game. It just, when and the thing that I've noticed with the Dolphins, because they are a really good team, is that they'll start talking about him on TV, about how accurate he is and this and that. And then I can't come up with the game that this was, but it was like he threw a couple of interceptions in a row. It was like he was just taking for granted that the ball was going to get there. And I think attention to detail is their because they're all so young that the attention to detail is their biggest problem. And to me, a team, when a team-only meeting comes on the guys inside without the coaches having to say anything. Now, this is basically a peer pressure situation, what are you going to do to make us better? And they're going from person to person as opposed to having the coach come down on them. I mean, because the coach can only say so much before the players have to look at each other and say, why aren't you doing this? You know better. Or, or maybe, it's a small shouting match, but I mean, you get a little bit older, you start to at least the ones that confront a situation can come forward and get everybody to talk about things, that could be somebody's having problems at home, somebody's this and that. So they're not constantly concentrating on their job, which is what it is for them. So, that team meeting is a little motivational kick in the butt for everybody that's, holding themselves accountable and holding others accountable. So I think it's a good thing when a team gets together and does that because, they are a winning team. So, leaving the coach out of this conversation is not always a terrible thing because he can only say so much and he can only bring down the hammer on you so much before your teammates have to look at you and go, hey. So
I agree with
that's
you.
My opinion on that.
Yeah, I think when it comes from your peers and there's no coach involved that you feel maybe a certain different type of pressure, your peers are the ones that when they talk to you, they're going to really say, hey, this is what you need to do, man. All right, I hadn't been seeing that. They'll call you out. They'll call you out, and the coach will too. But it's a different scenario. So really appreciate all your opinions, and you're always usually right on the money. So thank you so much, Eric. Truly appreciate it.
Have a great day.
You too. All right, John, if you are still listening, I am so sorry that I hung up on you. Please call back 850-623-1330. It was an honest mistake. These phone lines get a little confusing at times. We're talking right now here on ESPN Pensacola about the Miami Dolphins and where they're at right now. Another big topic of conversations is what's going on with the Eagles. Look, and then there's the other big topic of all the coaches who are probably not going to be coaching maybe again, or maybe they'll find somewhere else to coach. One coach in particular, Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots, has not been his best season for a while. I've got an interview queued up I want to play for you all about Coach Belichick. Let's listen in right here.
Do you have an understanding that Robert will not ask you to be back next year?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Kansas City. That's what I'm doing.
Do you want to keep coaching? Is that something that you want to continue?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Kansas City.
Have you and Robert discussed your future beyond this season?
Getting ready for Kansas City.
So that was some audio from Bill Belichick. I'm pretty sure he's really, really tired of answering these questions. I mean, when you get grilled as a coach, they even did this to Saban earlier in the season after their loss to Alabama. But look, the Patriots really have not been the same since Tom Brady left. Bill Belichick, was he only one of the greatest coaches of all time because him and Brady were such a good combo, and some of the other weapons they had back when they had Gronk and Julian Edelman and all of those together? Is the Patriots dynasty finally over, and is Bill Belichick maybe going to be finally over with the Patriots? I'm wondering that from you as well. 850-623-1330. 850-623-1330. Do you think this may be Bill Belichick's last year with the Patriots? And I think the dynasty, no, we hadn't really seen it the last couple of years. But is this it for the Patriots? Is Bill Belichick going to go? Let me know. 850-623-1330. Again, 850-623-1330. You're listening to ESPN Pensacola. This is Sports Drive with Kate, and I'm your host, Kate Thomas. We will take a quick break, but we'll be right back after these messages.
Guys, we know what you're after at the Pony Gentlemen's Club, especially this holiday season. Starting Tuesday, the Pony is kicking off their 12 Days of Christmas with $3 holiday drinks, daily shot specials, and complimentary entry when you donate 5 cans of food. Plus, the Pony's enchanting entertainers will handle all your gift wrapping needs. So don't miss out on all the festive celebrations at the Pony, located at 500 East Gregory Street. The Pony, where sophistication meets indulgence.
Join us on Fridays for the ESPN Pensacola LSU Tiger Talk, sponsored by Cordova Lanes from 10 to 11. Listen live for a breakdown of the latest LSU news and analysis from the game on Saturday. It's LSU Tiger Talk, brought to you by Cordova Lanes, the home of the LSU alumni chapter of the Panhandle Bayou Bengals. Listen to ESPN Pensacola Friday mornings from 10 to 11 for Tiger Talk. And go Tigers!
Now it's time for another tip from ADX Digital, your comprehensive digital marketing partners.
Many businesses in our area ask us point blank, why do I need you, meaning ADX Digital, to do my business's digital marketing? Why can't I just do it on my own with Facebook and Google? Well, just because you can does not necessarily mean you should. The reality of it is digital marketing is constantly changing, growing, and evolving. Are you up to date with the latest advancements? Trained in the latest technologies and platforms? Do you really have the time to design all the ads on your own? Read the ebooks, plan the campaign, and begin to try to learn all of this stuff yourself? Aren't you already responsible for holding down the workload of 2, 3 full-time jobs already? It's time you contact our trusted team of media experts at ADX Digital. We are your trusted team for community partnerships and radio marketing, and a comprehensive list of opportunities available for you in the online digital marketing space. We invite you to email us today at connect@adxdigitalmarketing.com to get started on your path to a digital marketing partnership.
ADX Digital, your comprehensive digital marketing partners.
My grades were bad. I would get D's and C's.
I appeared to be doing good at my school life, but if you would see me at home, it would have been a completely different story.
I mean, it was just rough focusing on school when your mother is somebody you have to take care of. It got worse and worse and worse throughout the years.
There are students who need somebody.
They can trust someone, and it could be the first person they've ever trusted in their life.
Communities in Schools is lowering America's dropout rate by helping more than 1.3 million kids every year get whatever they need to succeed in school.
If something was going on at home, we would go just stop by Miss Liberty's office and talk to her.
Communities in Schools vouched for me when everyone else had lost hope.
You can help change the picture of education right here in your community and across the nation. Visit communitiesinschools.org.
I hear people say we can't save every kid, but I think that we can.
Slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
ESPN Pensacola. Thanks for listening to our sponsors. We now return you to your local talk with the Sports Drive.
Welcome back into Sports Drive with Kate. I'm your host, Kate Thomas. This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We were talking about Belichick. Is this his last season? I just found an article alluding to pretty much, I don't know if you could say it's a confirmed rumor, if that makes sense, but basically that at the end of this season, they will not be moving on with Bill Belichick. And it all came and really stemmed, the final straw was from their loss to the Colts in Germany. And really after that, I think management and owners they were like, look, he's not the same coach he once was, and maybe it's something going on in the building, over in the New England Patriots, facilities. Who knows what it is? he doesn't seem like the same coach. I don't think he's a bad coach, but maybe it's time he goes somewhere else and does something different, maybe for another team. Maybe he stops coaching altogether. We'll find out when we get actual confirmation, but it looks like he is probably leaving the Patriots. So he's been with that team forever. Sad to see him go. If you want to tune in or join in on the conversation, give us a call, 850-623-1330, 850-623-1330. Please give us a call, and I would love to hear from you. It's always good to hear from you. So the New Orleans Saints, they haven't been quite the team that Saints fans and all of Houdat Nation have wanted to see really this season. And this is a quote from Saints quarterback Derek Carr about how it feels if you get booed at home games recently, and how does his family who are at that game handle it. And really, I mean, booing at a game as a fan is awful, but New Orleans, I think they're just getting sick of it. I think they thought Derek Carr was going to be a little bit different. So let's listen to that audio right here.
The other day, my son was, true story, he's frustrated with his math homework. He's getting really upset at it. He won't even look at the page. And I look, son, it's okay. I'm going to start booing you right now, too. And he made him laugh. I was like, it doesn't matter, buddy. Just focus and do your best, man. That's all you can do. Knocked his homework out, and it was just a great lesson for him. It was a great lesson as a dad to be able to teach him. So, look, man, I love everybody, and I'm going to do my best this week to get everyone excited, complete all the passes I can complete, score all the points that we can score. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep giving everything that I physically can, everything mentally that I can to do my best. And I know all of our team is doing that, but we got to give them some stuff to get excited about. And we have in certain halves, but we got to do it as a whole. So we can, keep being positive and keep getting excited about all the fun stuff that we believe that we can do.
So that's a clip from Derek Carr, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, addressing getting booed at games, even when his family is there. How does he handle it? He said he gave his son a hard time when he was frustrated about doing his math homework. I don't think anyone, or most people, don't enjoy math homework, so I don't blame you. But he said, look, I'm going to have to start booing you. So it's nice to see that he's sort of taking it with a grain of salt. But I think what a lot of Saints fans want to see is a Derek Carr who can really produce, and just for the team to come together. Alvin Kamara, he was caught saying earlier in the season that we're consistently inconsistent. And then Dennis Allen tried to rebuttal and say, I don't know what Alvin Kamara is talking about. We're doing great. Everything's great. The atmosphere is great. Well, I think if the atmosphere was great, then things would be a little different. So what do you want to see from the New Orleans Saints? We've got just a few more minutes to talk about it. Let me know. 850-623-1330, 850-623-1330. Please let me know what you think. What do you want to see from the New Orleans Saints? It seems like they're getting in better spirits, so that's hopeful, but you got to show it on the field, definitely. So we've got some breaking news, actually, on the Saints. They are signing a veteran running back, James Robinson. So hopefully James could be a good backup for Kamara, take some of the stress off of him, and really just be able to bring a better culture and attitude to the team. This is a Saints team that they've just got to get back on top. I don't know if it's Dennis Allen. I don't know if it's Derek Carr. I don't know if it's everything, but they just seem off. And anyone who is a Saints fan and part of the Houdat Nation, I know truly does want them to excel. Hopefully we'll try to get Michael Lewis, the beer man who played for the Saints and won a Super Bowl with them, on the show sometime this week. Maybe next week we'll have him come back in studio. Tomorrow we will have the head coach from Gulf Breeze High School, their head soccer coach. He's going to be coming on, and so that will be good because right now they are undefeated, and that is truly something to accomplish with what all they have going on. It's been such a great show today. Thank you for all who called in, who texted in, who were a part of this show, who listen every weekday morning and continue to do it. Again, we've got the Chris Winkie giveaway. All you have to do is download that ESPN Pensacola app and open it up. At the top of the screen, it will say enter to win the Chris Winkie jersey. If you're watching the live stream, again, we're live on YouTube. This is our second day live. I've got the Chris Winkie jersey right below me. Check us out. Check out the show. You can go back and watch it. Our YouTube channel is ESPN Pensacola 1330. Again, that's ESPN Pensacola 1330. Hope you all have a wonderful Thursday morning. And don't forget, tomorrow we have Tiger Talk after the morning show at 10 a.m.